Hey everyone, so I've added some things onto my Mercari page. From time to time you all ask me about Mercari, so I figured I'd make this cute little intro for everybody who's interested. You can go check it out if you feel like it. If you don't, that's fine too. I know you all know me as my first love being makeup, so of course I have tons of makeup on my Mercari, but my first love was actually fashion. So you all recently saw I did Closet Declutter earlier in toward the end of 2024. So I've added a few of those pieces onto my Mercari for anyone who's interested. I'm going to do a part two because I definitely have way too much stuff that I need to get rid of. So I figured I'd let you all know now, and if you're interested, you can go check it out after the video's over. But on to today's video. I hope you enjoy it. What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Gelbeauty-QM here, aka Grace Honey, and today we're going to get into another palette recreations. Who did it better, me versus indie brands? So today's battle, we have the ColourPop in the spring palette alongside the Ocean palette from Clionadh Cosmetics. Please keep the owner of Clionadh Cosmetics in your prayers. Her grandmother recently died, so if you go over to the Instagram page, please leave a nice kind word. You can use code Cage Makeup if you need to purchase anything from Clionadh Cosmetics. So just in case, I don't know anyone who has a ColourPop code. I think Andrea Montanalo has one, so you can use code Andrea. I think it's Andrea 10, and you get a discount on your purchase. But yeah, so on to these palettes. So you all know I recreate palettes, and I thought it'd be fun to show you all some of the looks that I do with the recreated palettes that I make. So this one is somewhat inspired by this palette right here, the Ocean. So I thought it'd be fun to give you an eye look with each palette and see which one we prefer. So if you like videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. I also do new makeup releases every Friday or Saturday. I do complexion content. I'm actually testing out a foundation right now. You can comment down below and tell me how you think the face looks. I think it looks like a nice, you know, like soft your skin but better moment. If you like a good eyeshadow palette video, then you're in the right place. Obviously I do videos like this, and I have a couple series that popped over my face right now. I haven't done any new eyeshadow palettes recently, but I have a couple on the horizon, so stay tuned. If you like a good fragrance video, I'm actually about to do a battle of a couple of fragrances here soon. You all saw my dupe reel for the fragrance, so now we need to test them out and see if it's going to be lasting just as long as the one I compared it to. I do shorts twice a week, so if you're interested, make sure you check that out. Finally, if you like a good fashion moment, I do fashion shorts twice a week. I'm going to start ramping it up more and do more fashion shorts since you all seem to really enjoy them, so stay tuned for that. But for right now, I do 2 a week. I have done some longer form fashion content too for anyone who's interested in that sort of thing. So I did one on TJ Maxx. I've done one on a brand called Johansson. They're based in Sydney, Australia. And then of course I've done one for my fashion forward girlies who don't like to spend a lot of money on layering pieces from Forever 21. So if you like content like that, again, hit the subscribe button down below. Now on to this. So I'll show you what each palette looks like on the inside, and then we can go from there. So sorry, let me take the plastic off of this one. So here's what they look like side by side. So as you can see, they're giving somewhat similar vibes. I feel like this one gives a little bit more color than this one does. I feel like I made this a little like plain beige type color. Y'all know the classic like warm tone palette with a pop of blue, but I did add some green and some more like minty turquoise type blue, so that way it could give a little more depth and interestingness to this one. Obviously has more depth, but I mean, I feel like there's more shades in this one than in this one. I could be wrong, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like, matter of fact, no, I think they have the same amount, but 6 and 6 is 12 and 4 and what? Yeah, 3 and 4 is 12. So they both have the same amount. It's just the way the color story is set up and the packaging probably makes it look different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and do the Ocean palette off camera, obviously, because when it comes to the palette, you want to see how my palette performs, and you've already seen videos of this palette perhaps. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to go off camera and do this one. I'll have swatches on my arm and all that, and then I'll come back and show you this one. So zoom in real quick and cute, and I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, y'all, I got a little extra with the eyeliner. You see I put one in the crease, and then I put one on the waterline, just because I was like, you know, well, not waterline, but you know, where the eyeliner goes on, because I was like, I needed it to make it look a little extra oomph to it. So I did ColourPop, Clionadh, ColourPop, Clionadh, ColourPop, Clionadh, ColourPop, Clionadh. So that's how we got the eye working. I put the Clionadh eye off camera, obviously, because we want to try out the palette I made on camera. So this is in the Springs palette that I recreated, because I believe it was more brown and blue, and it's like maybe a little bit of like turquoise in here. I'm pretty sure, I feel like I added the green though. Anyway, we're gonna start off with the orange shade, just because the Clionadh palette did not have any other colorful shades in it, or should I say any neutral shades in it for me to start as a transition shade. So I just did typical like blue orange look that these palettes were made, well, the ColourPop palette was made for, because it was made to dupe another palette. I think I ended up, it was made to dupe the Frosted Flakes palette from Glam Light with a twist to it initially, but I think I ended up pairing it with, or doing a couple of other palettes that were kind of similar to it after it, or something like that. I forgot exactly how it went. As you can see, these oranges are different as day and night, so when I go outside and take my pictures, you'll clearly be able to see the difference. Okay, so what I did was the blue, I'm using all retro brushes besides this one Sigma E33 detailed diffuse crease brush that you can use code Gelbeauty to pick up, but decided I wanted to put the blue in the crease and whatever. I was initially going to try to do some greens, but I didn't feel like either one of them were close enough to me to do it, so I did not. So we're going to start with the blue and just put it in the crease. So that's how I ended up putting the light blue eyeliner in the crease, just because I was like, I want a brighter color, and I knew this blue wasn't bright enough, but like there was no brighter blue in the palette that I made. It was only like green and like a turquoise shade, and the turquoise in this palette or in the Clionadh palette is deep as well, so I was like, I just don't want to risk it, so I was like, I'm just gonna, you know, use the deeper tone in the crease, which I've been doing lately in these videos. I've noticed, I think this is like the third video I did it in. I'm gonna try not to make it a habit, but it's just like sometimes I don't have extra shades based upon the way I made the palette in order to do so, to match up the other palette, because I was thinking in my mind the way I wanted it, not like for this series obviously. So what I hate about the ColourPop palettes is, since they don't have mirrors, I'm like, I have to constantly like go back to the corner, because I have that palette sitting down separately and then dip into it and then come back with the mirror or whatever. And I know a lot of people say it's not that big a deal, and it's not necessarily a big deal to me, but it's like, since my camera literally sits in the middle of the floor, I don't have like a table that I have sitting in front of me where I can sit in. It's not like I'm sitting at a vanity with lights and I just set my camera on it to where I can, you know, do all that. Maybe if I had a table in front of me, it wouldn't be that big a deal to me either, but it's like, because I don't, that's why I kind of get annoyed, because it's a limited amount of space in here. And I don't have the space I need. Like if I didn't have my couch in here, then I could have like a vanity and all that, and I feel like that would be nice. But since my couch is in here with a whole bed in it, because y'all know I used to let Adrian and his friends stay in my room when his friend would come to visit, I don't have like the vanity that I would like to have to sit up against the wall in order to make this like more of a welcoming space for filming. But that's okay, we work with what we got, girl. But that was my long-winded answer as to why I like to have a mirror, because I'm like, with a mirror already in the other palette, I wouldn't have to try to go back and forth, and sometimes I like almost forget, and then I'll end up almost dipping into the wrong palette, because obviously the palette with the mirror in front of me is just the one you're naturally going to gravitate toward to use. So like I have to make myself twist. So that's why sometimes when you see me sitting at a weird angle, my head turns a weird angle when I put on eyeshadow, it's because I have to remind myself, like, you have to go back over to this other palette. Don't try to dip into the one that's in your lap. You need to go back over and dip over to the other one. So that's why I was kind of sitting turned like this and hunched like this, where you couldn't see as well, because I have to remind myself, like, we're not using this palette on the eyes. We have a completely different palette that we need to use. I know it's a first world problem. You don't have to tell me that. That's why I was like, it's not that big of an issue. It's just, you know, sometimes it is annoying because you have to put in this little extra effort. But, you know, now it's time for some glitter glue, y'all. Okay, so y'all, let's get into this lid shade, which is the bright green mid shade. Y'all, let's go in the inner corner shade now, which is just the orange. Put that on. This reference number 3. And this is your finished look. So back you on up and we can talk about what I think about both of these palettes and who I think won. So I feel like the green on this side, so the lid is a little like patchy, like it's a little patch on my eyelid that I'm feeling like I'm not liking, but overall, I like the color story of the palette. I think it's nice. I like the fact that I added neutral shades, so that way you can do a nice little neutral orange look with a pop of blue if you want to. Or you can do like orange and teal, or you can do orange and green, or orange, green, and blue. So I tried to give a good variety of what you could put with orange, even though y'all know I'm not a huge fan of orange. So I wasn't too excited about having too much orange. As y'all saw, I think it's only like 2 orange shades in there, but I know orange goes good with blue and green, so I wanted to incorporate it with that. When it comes to the Ocean palette. I hope I'm saying that right. I always feel like I'm saying it wrong, but I definitely feel like it is the better palette between the two for sure. Obviously the shimmers are amazing, out of this world. The mattes are quite pigmented. The only thing that sucks about the mattes in this palette personally for me were the fact that they had fallout. So they kept falling out on my face, so I had fallout like around this area here and on my nose. So if you're gonna use this palette, you might want to do your eyes beforehand. That's the only thing I'd say, but I definitely like this one better than mine for sure, just because of the dual chromes and the multi-chromes and the uniqueness of tones when it comes to the mattes. Like, these are more traditional colors of tones of mattes, and it's not like they look bad. It's just more of when you get a fun, more unique color story. I definitely am more gravitated and excited about that, obviously, because we know me. But those are my thoughts. So comment down below and tell me your thoughts. Do you like my palette better when it comes to the eye, or do you like the Oceano, I think I'm saying that right, palette from Clionadh Cosmetics? I know my girl Karen Harris has a code with them, so you can use code CAGE Makeup to do the discount on your purchase on their website. But that's all I got for you. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all the diamonds. Make sure you subscribe. The membership's down below if you're interested. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye. Doesn't have to stop here. Let's be friends over on Instagram to check out the latest fashion, fragrance, palette comparisons, along with glimpses into my everyday life of being a track mom. And make sure you follow me over on Instagram. My Instagram handle is the same as my YouTube channel, Gelbeauty87. I can't wait to see you over there. I hope you have a great day.